His health problems mean Robert has been stuck at home for over a year.
Is that it?
That I know.
Good, well, that's false, I'll tell them. This is the only way forward, as far as I can see. So let's get on with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they are at the Matthews practice in Sheffield. Thousands of vaccines given out, but after tomorrow, the supply runs dry.
When you've got something set up as good as this, you just want to keep going. And we have no control over that, and it's a real shame because we could get through 700 people of patients a day.
Because Yorkshire and the northeast of England have done so well, the vaccine supplies are going to be cut and diverted elsewhere to make sure the priority groups across the country can get their jabs.
We're expecting another delivery on next Friday, but we're only being told we're going to get 400 vaccines. So, you know, we're looking at the prospect of not delivering anything this week. And in fact, those 400 will probably be needed to take to people who are housebound. So it could be as much as 2 weeks before we give another vaccine from this centre.
But still, a mass vaccination site is being set up in Sheffield next week. They will have supplies, while the volunteers here are sent home.
It's unfair to the patients out there, because what do we say to them? You know, our everything we do is dictated by what comes our way, and if they, it's almost like a rationing, food rationing.
We shouldn't forget that the rollout is going well. Over 5 million doses given out already. But if you're leading in a race, you do not want to stop, particularly when you can see the difference that it is making to the people around you.
That is it. There you go. Get a lollipop.
No lollipops, but a dose of confidence with each shot. They'll eke out every last vaccine here and just wait for the email that tells them that more are on their way. Tom Parmenter, Sky News, Sheffield.
3 severe flood warnings remain in place in parts of the UK after heavy rain and flooding in the northwest of England and in North Wales. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson visited some of the affected communities after the wild weather from Storm Christoph inundated towns.
Not all rescues are fast. In Cheshire today, fire crews had to work gently and slowly to rescue dozens of pensioners who were trapped in their homes by the impact of Storm Christoph. Areas across the northwest of England and North Wales are now submerged. 2 months' worth of rain has fallen in under 2 days.
Here in Warrington in Cheshire, there are roads still underwater, and they're using pumps like this one to try and clear this water out of homes, because the problem right now is that as people are getting back in, not only are they finding that their properties have been submerged with this really dirty, dank water, but many of them find they right now don't have any electricity. This whole terrace currently has no power, which is making things extremely difficult.
Martin Prescott and his wife were evacuated last night. Sandbags couldn't keep the water out of their home. The clean-up here will be a long and costly job.
It's flooded the back garden, and all sewage is now coming up as well. So now that the water subsided in the back, we've just got slime, brown slime everywhere.
In North Wales, in the village of Bangor-on-Dee, volunteer teams worked for hours to evacuate around 1,000 residents. About an hour west in the town of Ruthin, businesses already struggling with COVID closures now have to deal with this.
You know, you work so hard for something, and we had Corona, we had to close down, you know, all that kind of stuff, and then this on top of everything else. It's wow. As for lots of businesses, it's going to be, that's tough.
Despite some respite from the rain today, this is not over.
There will be more to come. There will be further rain next week, so it's vital that people who are in potentially affected areas follow the advice and get the Environment Agency flood alerts where they can.
Severe flood warnings are still in place. Water levels across the region are high, with fears recent snow will add to the danger. Catherine Ivotozzi, Sky News in Warrington.